Hello and welcome to a special Talking Live. I'm Dr. Robi Ludwig right here in Star Shop Studio in Times Square. Today we are talking about a model, a gorgeous Lithuanian model, Aura Copeland, who turned her very special passion into a charity that benefits children. She's actually having a charity this Thursday, and we just have a lot to get into, but we really want everybody to learn about this charity that benefits children in two very important countries. So without any further ado, Aura, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
We had the opportunity to meet through a mutual friend.
Mm-hmm.
And my friend and your friend, Anita, thought that she's wonderful. She thought we should meet because there might be some synergy. And she invited me to one charity event that you had. When was it? The months go by so quickly.
I believe that you came to Sparkle for Haiti in September, wasn't it?
Sparkle for Haiti. That sounds exactly right.
Yes, yes.
Sparkle for Haiti. And I was so impressed that we actually wrote two articles about the charity Le Couleur. I took Spanish, so I say my French very
You do
bad.
very well.
You're
doing very well. You're doing very well.
But I want to talk a little bit about your background first, because you're young, you're gorgeous, you're successful, and you're giving back to the community. You first started out as a Lithuanian model. How were you discovered, besides being very tall? So when you see me next to her and I look very short, it's because she's tall, not because of, well, and I'm short. She's tall and I'm short. Were you discovered in your home country?
Yes, I started working in Lithuania at a very young age. Well, I was studying architecture in Academy of Arts. So naturally, you're surrounded by fashion designers in the same school. And then when they were doing shows, automatically they were kind of scouting the local students, and the tallest ones,
tallest ones
usually got the job. So, and then when it came to New York, so I didn't finish architecture degree. I came to New York, and I was modeling, freelancing with lots of agencies, and then went to study at Fashion Institute.
Right here in New York.
Right here in New York.
Institute of Technology.
Yes, no longer architecture, because I felt like will be too tedious in real life. It was very fun to study, but I fell in love. I took some courses. I fell in love with footwear. And the chair of the department, he said, whatever you were doing before, stop it. You meant to do shoes.
Wow.
And I was so passionate that I couldn't count hours. I was just sketching shoes till 3, 4 in the morning. And you really know you discovered where you belong and what you're supposed to be doing. And it was one of the most beautiful things that happened.
I agree. And so we are very fortunate that you continue to design shoes as your full-time job. But at one point along the way, you love traveling.
Yes, I traveled extensively.
Yeah, you're one of those fortunate people who really gets to see the world. You came across Haiti and something changed for you.
I was fascinated with Haiti many years before I even started traveling. Maybe we're talking 15 years ago. I was reading, and I was so fascinated. How come people don't talk about Haiti? And the story of independence, it's so inspiring. And I come from the communist. I grew up in a communist country.
Wow.
As a child, I still have memories of distributing tickets, and we had limitations how much sugar you can buy and how much flour you can buy each month. So, and we were not able to travel as well. So, being in New York and having an opportunity to travel, I just took it to I really took advantage of it. And I said, I will travel as much as I can.
You appreciated it.
And I so much appreciate it because my parents could never leave Soviet Union. You could travel just within it was just really this iron wall. And through traveling, so many worlds opened up, and I was so fascinated by so many places. But Haiti was something that I just was so fascinated because of their story of independence, the culture, the resilience. When you learn the story of Haiti, is one of the most inspiring stories of any country I can think of.
So you came across a lot of poverty because Haiti is
Absolutely.
very, very poor with
Yes.
very limited options.
Very limited options.
And you talk about a turning point, seeing a very poor child make music.
Yes.
With instruments. And sometimes if you go to third world countries, you can see children trying to make money, and they're very talented, and they just create their own music out of buckets or whatever's around them. Yeah. And that was a turning point to you being the co-founder of this charity.
Yeah. We went with another co-founder, Raminta, and we didn't know exactly what we're going to do. We just knew something with education and in Haiti. So through the first week, we just visited orphanage after orphanage after orphanage, and seeing all the need. You know, you're like, where do you start? How do you make an impact? There are so many NGOs working. Why there is nothing being done? And yeah, during one of those visits, we were just walking through one of the in the most poor neighborhood, Cité Soleil, where you really police don't go there. And we're walking through this orphanage, and we saw the group of boys who started making music. And it just was such a beautiful transformation. Everyone started dancing and singing. And instead of this depressing, sad kind of mood, we were all in watching this. It was just click. I was like, what if we give them real instruments and many more tools to creatively express it
so it
themselves?
Was really that, what I call that aha
It was
moment,
that moment.
Where just everything changes.
Yep.
There's the moment before that aha moment happened, and then the moments after. So you created Le Couleur, and basically the charity is on a mission, and we'll go into the special mission and purpose, to work with children who are in orphanages. Did they lose their parents? Why are there so many children in these spaces?
In Haiti, unfortunately, so many families cannot afford to take care of their children. So when you say an orphan, you know, here we think someone who doesn't have the family. Unfortunately, in Haiti, many children have families. They just cannot care for the children, and they bring them to orphanages because they know that in orphanage the child will be having basic education, healthcare, food 3 times per day, 2 times per day. There will be structure and safety, and they cannot provide that.
So it's really parents being kind of thoughtful and forward-thinking, knowing that this kind of orphanage is like a school and can provide. Do they live there? Do they live at the orphanage?
Yes, they live at the orphanage. A lot of children are visited maybe once a year. Sometimes the family is from far away. They don't have the means to come to the city to visit. Some parents don't visit. So there's a lot of broken hearts. You know, it's a lot of broken hearts.
And that's why it's even more important that you're providing life skills so that these children have an opportunity where really their future would be dim. Let's talk a little bit more about the mission. You talk about your goal to inspire, educate, and empower these children. How does your charity go about doing that?
So we wanted to give them a skill set, because there are so many NGOs that come in and they build something, or they donate, you know, physical items, and it doesn't go any further, you know. And also seeing the corruption in orphanages, unimaginable corruption. You know,
I'm sure some of us can imagine some of it.
Things that are donated a lot of times to the orphanages, they never get to the children. And I've seen it. I brought containers of toys, spending a week in Haitian customs battling the system. And the next day I went to the orphanage. I said, where are the toys? And then later I learned the guard sold it just above the, you know, across the gate, just sold to the neighborhood people for a few dollars. And all of that shipment and struggle and cost, it's just a waste. And then I said, I cannot do this, you know, and I want to give something to children that nobody will take away. if they are learning to dance,
Yeah.
if they're learning music, English language alone gives them so much advantage. In the future, I really want to add computer graphics and animation. This would be really, really impactful because you can work from anywhere.
Yeah.
But again, it's such a costly
Yes.
thing to implement in a place where electricity is scarce, and commute with computers to orphanages is not safe. So it's a lot of logistic problems that we come across.
I just want to mention that we will have a link to the charity, and there is a place to donate. So if you are hearing about this charity for the first time, and you're moved and you really want to give something, please do. We'll have a link up. We'll have information so you can read all about Aura and what she does and the children that she's impacting. So that will be there. So hopefully when people see the show, they can also read more in depth about the charity,
Absolutely.
what it does, and the different ways that they can contribute. You also train teachers who are local.
Yes.
To make sure that they are providing the right kind of education for these kids. How do you vet the teachers to know that they're safe, to know that they can be good at what they do, that they can be mentors?
It's very difficult. I don't know how many people I fired.
Wow.
And a lot of people come to work for you for wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And
so what would be a wrong reason?
They just want the money. They're not interested in work, or they're not interested in children. So you kind of identify them very fast, and you just let them go, which puts a lot of tension and a lot of, tough situations we have after firing someone in Haiti. Is not the safest thing to do.
So how do you do it in a safe way?
I started doing through someone else, having security with me, having a third party, a bulletproof car.
There are a lot of moving parts to this charity.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. People just see me, happy with children.
Yeah.
Everyone is smiling.
I think we have a picture of you too with some of the children from Haiti. Oh, look at them. Look how gorgeous they are.
Yes.
Right there. And that's in Port-au-Prince.
Yes,
Haiti.
It's in Delmas, Port-au-Prince.
Yeah.
So these are the moments, that really, make it worth.
Sure.
But there are lots of ugly things that I never share, really. But it's the country of in such extreme poverty that you cannot really blame anyone,
Right, people
it's very
are
difficult.
In survival mode.
Survival mode.
And you can't be generous when you feel like you're surviving and don't have enough to survive.
Yes, exactly. So lots of challenges, but it's been 5 years already. So we managed to identify those great teachers. I am really lucky to have a manager there. That's great. Very dedicated. And we train young people. I go into classes. The first year I was the one teaching classes, from orphanage to orphanage on a motorcycle, going through the toughest places. And I said, guys, this is how we're going to be doing the classes. I don't want you to just stand in the corner. Kids are in just like sitting. It needs to be interactive.
Yeah.
You need to be inspiring. You need to be a mentor. Cannot be just like this boring class, where kids are just listening and bored. So I try to make it more fun and engaging, and little by little, it gets to them, and they understand the value of this kind of interactive and kind of togetherness,
And you call this program the CREATE program.
The CREATE program.
So tell me a little bit more about the details of the CREATE program.
So we have teachers that are trained in music. We have flute classes, guitar classes, singing.
Which is so important too from a psychological perspective.
Absolutely.
Because there's so many studies done about music and the brain, and how music can enter a different part of the brain that allows us to emote, that increases endorphins, so it helps us handle pain in a different kind of way.
Absolutely.
And it really helps in terms of expressing ourselves, which these kids, as you talk about, they come from broken homes with broken
Abuse
hearts
sometimes.
and abuse or abandoned
Yes.
in some cases. So they don't benefit from having that loving family help them navigate through the challenges of their world.
But through music and through art, visual art, sometimes you see magical changes.
Yeah.
You know, I have students that, were earthquake survivors. They lost their limbs, they lost their family.
Oh, wow.
And they have the biggest smile on their face.
Oh.
You know, they make a drawing and they're hiding behind it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, can you present? So they say a few words and next time they're going to say more words. But the first time I met them, when I asked them their name, they would be just like so shy. They wouldn't be able to even tell the names. So having those girls especially opening up like flowers, and you see how much they become more comfortable and feel more safe. So those are the really, the most impactful. It's true, the psychological aspect of it is one of the main reasons.
Now, you recently are expanding your charity and now are working in Mexico as well. What made you decide to expand to Mexico?
A few things. I always wanted to expand because I noticed that in the past 5 years, people really see Haiti and me as one. And my really original idea was to expand it to really places that are the most in need. We did like a child program in Mexico City, north in Estado de Mexico, working with 3 orphanages, a small team of teachers. But I really want to bring this to next time I go and to expand it to the most poor state, which is Chiapas. Mexico City has a lot of help. It has a lot of local wealthy families contributing and helping. So it's not so bad.
So it's a good place to start and branch out.
It's a good place to start.
Yes.
I learned a lot. It was a great learning curve.
Now, do you speak Spanish as well?
Very basic.
Okay.
Very, very basic, just to get by. But the guy that was our manager there, he is, he works in translation, so he's excellent in both languages. So he was kind of guiding me through all the... But again, the city is so large. So commuting 3 hours, 4 hours to places. So I think it would be more impactful if we were in a smaller town, smaller community, easier to control things.
Well, I am sure that you will do that. I just want to mention as we come to a close that we have a very special charity going on Thursday evening, tomorrow evening. And you wanted to tell us about the fabulous sponsors that are helping you make this charity happen, and they're donating their time and resources.
Absolutely. First of all, I would love to say a big thank you to Russian Standard. They have been loyal sponsor from day one in Miami and in New York. We have Vino Valentino, one of my favorite restaurants at the West Side, sponsoring the food. We have Excuse My French, a tiny little French place.
Right, and we have
Lower East
a
Side.
visual there. And also, for those who share and like the show, you will be eligible to get a $100 certificate towards a beautiful dinner at Excuse My French. It looks like the most adorable place.
It is a hidden gem in the Lower East Side.
I mean, I have to say, I saw it and I was like, I want to go there. Like, I'm going to go there. Going to check it out myself. But it's nice that we have a $100 gift certificate. It's a great place in New York City. So don't forget, share and like the show, and we will pick a winner on Monday. So follow us Monday for that.
Sounds great.
Yeah. So listen, we are just lucky that people like you exist in the world, following your passion and giving back and giving an opportunity to children to have a life and have a future and share their gifts with the world. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And thank you for including me in the charity.
Absolutely.
I will be there on Thursday. We will
as a guest of honor. We are so honored to have you.
I was fortunate to be chosen as the guest of honor, so I will be there. And don't forget, check out the charity, donate if you can, and thank you so much for joining us on our special Talking Live. We'll see you soon.